My name is Erin. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I found out about Hollins through a friend, and I looked at the curriculum here, and I found out the amazing teachers that are brought here to work with you, including teachers like Bob Moss, Bonnie Metzger, Carl Hancock Rux. Really, really amazing artists that I look up to, and I've gotten to study with all of them, which is a really incredible opportunity. I've learned so much. What I really like about this program is that, I had never written a play on my own before. I had only done things collaboratively, and I had done a lot of storytelling and solo performance. But the way that this program works is you can take everything that you know, everything that you have from your past, and you're able to infuse the art of playwriting with your past knowledge. There's festival. You might have an opportunity to have a reading in festival. If not, we have a lab, which is a class that we take, and there's people selected for readings there. But I think something that's really great about here at Hollins is that students don't just let those selections dictate what they do. I mean, we get together, we have our own readings if we don't have the opportunity to be in festival or in lab. We did something last year called Waffles and Monologues, where people would write solo performance pieces or monologues from plays and bring them in while we ate waffles on Sunday mornings. This year we've done readings on Monday afternoons, and this is all student driven because we all support each other. It's a really nice support system, and we all want everybody to succeed, and we're all really, really interested in each other's work. I mean, even during the year, we stay in touch and send each other our work and get notes and progress, even when we're not here. I'm a little more fearless. After my first summer here, I started doing stand-up comedy for the first time, because at that point I was like, I can do anything, because I wrote a play, which is terrifying. But I did, so I started doing stand-up comedy. I've always kind of self-produced, but I've gotten more involved in self-producing and more on a marketing scale, because just learning that, trying to depend on a theater company sometimes is just like depending here. Like if we're depending on getting our work up by being in lab or festival, you can't always depend on getting accepted into something. You have to be able to do it on your own and have enough faith and trust in your own work to put it up on your own. So, I'm more curious as to how the theater world works, I guess. Well, in lab, it's really structured at first. If you get a reading in lab, we have we call it the nice feedback session, where the first question asked is what worked for this piece. So the playwright isn't bombarded with negative attributes right off the bat. They learn that some things are working, which is great, because if nothing's working, But you learn that things are working, and then what didn't work. And then do you have any questions about the piece? Were there questions that you had when it was over that weren't answered? And then the playwright is allowed to ask questions. And then the audience itself goes home, but everyone who's left in the class we have an abattoir where everyone can just yell at everybody. Well, we don't really yell. Actually, they've all been really nice still. But at that point, nobody's raising their hands. Everyone's just like, this is what I feel. This is how it evoked me, whether it's positive or negative, which is also, I feel, necessary and pretty incredible. So it's nice to have a structured feedback session and then an unstructured feedback session, just because you want to know if your play is hitting people emotionally and if it fires them up or, calms them down or whatever it does. So. Yeah. I'm coming back every year, so I don't think I could tell anybody no. I definitely come back to Hollins. I definitely recommend the program to other people. I mean, it's kind enough for beginners, or not necessarily beginners, but people who are writers who are trying to get into this medium. It's not scary, and it's very, very supportive. And but it's also real and honest, and I think that is probably the strongest aspect of the program. Don't be afraid to fail, get it out there. The first draft doesn't have to be good, it just has to be done. And, it gets good around draft 12 or 13. And I think that's a really important lesson to learn. The education that I've gotten here is invaluable, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.